Before we dive in, a heartfelt thank you to all of you. Zimwaves TV has officially crossed the 1,000 subscriber milestone, and we couldn't have done it without your incredible support. Now we're setting our sights on the next big goal, those crucial 4,000 watch hours. So stick around, enjoy the content, and help us get there by watching to the end and sharing this video. Let's get into it. ZANU PF, Zimbabwe's ruling party, seems to have grown tired of ruining just one country, and is now branching out into regional destabilization. It's like they looked at their track record of economic collapse, political repression, and electoral malpractice and thought, why not share the love? Their recent meddling in Namibia's elections is a case in point, but that's just the latest chapter in a much larger saga. From influencing South African politics to stirring up chaos in Mozambique, ZANU PF has become the unwelcome guest who crashes the party, drinks all the beer, and leaves without cleaning up. In Namibia, the ruling SWAPO party seems to have formed a dubious alliance with ZANU PF, allowing them to play an outsized role in the country's electoral process. Think of it as inviting a wolf to guard the sheep. Reports of ZANU PF advisors working with SWAPO have raised eyebrows and hackles in equal measure.
You allow others. These are members of parliament.
Yes.
They were locked down.
Very honorable.
The leaders of their respective political parties. She's even smiling.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah. Some of us are ready to die for a second. This is the most sensitive moment that we need to safeguard our democracy. The ZANU PF facts are in this building.
Look how she's sitting. She's relaxed and she's well protected. You must not look through. You must look through somebody to see her.
We are biased. No. The ZANU PF facts are in this building. This is a textbook ZANU PF time. Voter suppression.
So you came to consult, or why did you come here without everyone else?
No one is special.
So you are a better shareholder.
At the end of the day, they are saying the youth are the ones that are causing anarchy.
No, we have been watching this nonsense.
That's what he wants to say. For a long time.
These advisors aren't there to strengthen democracy, they're there to undermine it, using a playbook that has turned Zimbabwean elections into a global punchline. Voter suppression? Check. Rigged results? Check. Intimidation tactics? Oh, they brought the whole buffet. Namibian opposition parties are understandably furious. They've accused ZANU PF of orchestrating electoral chaos, from bloated and suspicious voter rolls to outright meddling in the Electoral Commission. It's like watching someone set up a game of Monopoly where they've already pocketed all the $500 bills before anyone else gets to roll the dice. And what's SWAPO doing about it? Smiling and nodding, apparently thrilled to have such an experienced saboteur on their side. But Namibia is just the tip of the iceberg. ZANU PF's meddling in South Africa has been equally insidious, albeit less overt. Reports suggest they've been funneling money into factions within the ANC, South Africa's ruling party, to influence internal power struggles. And they're not stopping there. They've weaponized the plight of Zimbabwean migrants, using them as leverage in a cynical ploy to sway South African elections. It's a cruel irony. People fleeing ZANU PF's misrule are being exploited to further entrench the same oppressive system. It's like escaping a sinking ship, only to be dragged back to patch the holes. Mozambique hasn't been spared either. ZANU PF's fingerprints are all over the political chaos there, from funding insurgent groups to meddling in local elections. Their approach is less about offering help and more about throwing a spanner in the works. The result? A destabilized neighbor too distracted by its own problems to hold ZANU PF accountable for theirs. It's a strategy as cynical as it is destructive, turning regional solidarity into a hollow slogan while they quietly sow discord. What's most infuriating is the sheer arrogance of it all. ZANU PF acts as if the rest of the Sardark region is either too stupid or too polite to notice what they're doing. And to some extent, they're right. Sardark leaders, wary of setting a precedent for intervention, have largely turned a blind eye to Zimbabwe's dysfunction. But by allowing ZANU PF to export its brand of chaos, they're not just failing Zimbabwe, they're failing the entire region. This isn't just about elections. It's about the erosion of trust in democratic processes across Sardark. When voters see rigged outcomes in Namibia or South Africa or Mozambique, it undermines their faith in democracy as a whole. And that's exactly what ZANU PF wants. They thrive in chaos, feeding off the uncertainty they create. It's a textbook example of how to weaponize dysfunction, turning it into both a shield and a sword. But let's not pretend ZANU PF is some Machiavellian genius pulling off a master plan. Their actions reek of desperation. They're not exporting chaos because they're strong. They're doing it because they're weak. Their grip on power at home is slipping, and they're lashing out in every direction, hoping to distract from their own failures. It's the political equivalent of a drowning man pulling everyone else underwater with him. And yet, for all their bluster, ZANU PF's antics are as laughable as they are infuriating. Watching them meddle in Namibia's elections is like watching a magician botch every trick but still insist on a standing ovation. Their interference in South Africa and Mozambique, a comedy of errors with tragic consequences. The only thing they seem to excel at is leaving a mess for someone else to clean up. To the people of Namibia, South Africa, and Mozambique, don't let ZANU PF get away with it. Democracy is worth fighting for, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against you. And to the rest of the Sardark region, wake up. ZANU PF isn't just Zimbabwe's problem anymore. It's yours too. That's all for today's commentary on ZimWaves TV. Thank you again for helping us reach 1,000 subscribers. We're on the final stretch to hit those 4,000 watch hours. So keep watching, keep sharing, and let's keep shining a light on the issues that matter. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.